Alright, let me just check that I'm live and I have audio. Okie dokie. Yep, I have audio. Sweet. Well, welcome everyone. Gonna have a little bit of a play around with some redstone. Just going to experiment a little bit with some crafters and things like that. I mean, we've kind of experimented with some crafters and stuff in the past, but you know, we looked at this single slice design here, which was used for smelting. Actually, this uses the crafter, so this is kind of a nice little recipe, and I've got it in play right here, where it actually takes the kelp from the kelpinator here, which is just a 4-slice kelpinator, punches it into here. It actually goes down into this hopper, into the smoker, and then it'll drop down after it's finished through there, go into this buffer chest here, which goes into another hopper, which actually goes into the crafter. So in this crafter, obviously, it'll sit like that, and it won't fire until it gets 9 pieces. So what we have set up here on the other side, we actually have a signal strength of 8. Just by filling in these here, it becomes a signal strength of 8. So this here powers this. So this here, imagine this has got a number 8 on it, this redstone signal. So this observer is going, cool, that's sitting at 8. And this observer is observing this observer for changes. So this here is watching for any change in this. When this one here actually becomes a signal strength of more than 8, let's say, because it's currently set to 8 now, what will happen is I'll just go and grab a piece of where is kelp? Kelp. Kelp. There it is, kelp. Right, so we're actually going to go and see how many blocks we have up here in our... Well, let's have a look. Is it here? No, in here, right? So, let's just make sure we've got everything here all stacked up. Oops. So we've got our count, and we can actually see exactly what gets put into here, right? So that's at 43. Last block in this one here is 43. So if we come into here, you should see this little arrow here will fire when we put in a single block, a single piece of dried kelp. So only when this here becomes that, it'll fire, and you would have quickly seen that it actually would have became that. So 43 is now 44. So, and it pushed it up these droppers here, which I'll get to in a moment. So firstly, this here is a signal strength of 8. This comparator is reading it, and this redstone signal here has actually got a signal strength of 8 in it. So here you've got this observer observing that. So only when this here becomes greater than that does this actually update. So this observer notices that. This observer under here is pointing towards it. So it's observing the observer. And then when it noticing this change, it will fire power into this block under here, which fires the crafter. So that there will pop it out the top. But to get these to actually push it up, what we have is basically the reverse mirror image of what's going on there. We have another observer also observing this. So, and this one here observes it, and it fires power into this dropper. So as it shoots it up, it powers it, and it actually pushes it up there, and it goes into this chest. Then it will go into here, then it will go to there. So this here's obviously got a stack in it. This here's got 5 stacks in it. Then it starts backing up into here. So not only is that a good way of actually being able to generate infinite kelp, you know, and keep a infinite kelp farm, but also acts as a really, really great XP farm. So you can lock those off and you can collect stuff from it. Imagine that you've got like maybe 8 or 16 of these things, bigger kelpinator, just punching it into there, and yeah. But this here is that circuit outside, as you can see. So here there's a bit easier to see what's going on. So, but yeah, it goes into here. So you got your kelp, goes into there, gets cooked, becomes a cooked kelp, goes into there, gets crafted once it reaches a signal strength of 9, and then gets pushed up to here, and then goes in the other slot. So that is that circuit. So there is a very similar circuit to that, which is this one here. And you'll notice that we're not using the dropper part here, where we don't have to push it up that high. So we're basically the exact same thing here, signal strength of 8, and over here, once we get a single iron ingot in here, right, you'll notice that the exact same thing will happen. So let's just check how much we have in here. 56 is our last stack there. So what will happen is when I add this, not to there, over here, that's when it fires, and that will push it up. So the ingots will go into here. This could be the input from your iron farm, let's say, and then it will simply get pushed up because the front of the crafter is pointing up. It'll go into this hopper line, and then this could go to your storage system. So we'll come over here just like a normal one would, and then it'll drop, and then it'll fill this one up first, then it'll fill this up, then it'll fill that up. So that's how you could potentially do that with your iron farm or anything like that. So you would have this goes in here, then that comes out there. So pretty easily adaptable to an iron farm. You could probably run this in a few different ways to actually make that happen. So let's say that you had your sorter here, and then you had these chests. You would run your input into here, let's say, and then this would just simply go to wherever it's got to go to. So easy peasy. If you did need to come up, you could implement this same circuitry to bring it up a couple notches to put it into wherever it needed to go. So but yeah, it's unnecessary for that to have to happen, because you can put this at any level really, but if you needed to work around it, you could totally do that. So yeah, this crafter is actually pretty handy. It's pretty nice. I can't wait to start using it in the worlds when we actually do our next survival series, which hopefully I'm going to get some people together, and we'll do that when 1.21 hits, which should be, I think, in June. So done a few little experiments over here. This is a Silent Whisperers design actually of the it's actually a bone mealer, but I've adapted this. So you've got the moss farm, which just sits there and punches out moss, and then it goes down to here, gets sucked in to these mine carts, put through here, any overflow goes into here, but before it does that, it'll actually go into here, over here, and it'll get ejected up here very, very quickly, and then it'll go over here, into here, and then down through here, in there, and out here, and start, if you watch this, it'll actually give us over unity, so it won't be using as much as it actually generates. So as you can see, that's going up already. So yeah, I did a few little adaptations there to make that work in the back there. Does sometimes pop out some stuff, which, yeah, that happens, but yeah. Over here, basically took the kelpinator, tried putting it into a food farm, so it'll sit there and fill up all those dispensers there, and then you just hit this and just keep hitting your food, and it'll generate food. So over here the other day we were actually experimenting with the armadillos actually. So these things are pretty cool. They'll actually, just on their own, we actually did this in our survival world yesterday. So got some armadillos. They will, as you heard just there, they go fucking, they do a little noise, and then they, yeah, so they'll just spit that out, and it'll go into here and start collecting it here. And we do have, like, you know, a whole bunch that are in there. So obviously there's some on this side. The only difference with this side is it actually uses the crafter again. So once again, we've actually got our recipe in there, and our signal strength basically here. So this one here, it's got to become 9 once again to fill this up. So if you look here, we've got 8 is here. Once it becomes 9, it'll update this and it'll actually fire it, and then that gets turned into that, popped in there, and then it goes into here. So, and then you'll start stacking up dog armor in here. So yeah, honestly, that there is pretty overpowered actually, because it's generating quite a significant number of those. So you probably would be better off actually just putting these into chests and then taking some out and maybe crafting them yourself using either an auto crafter circuit or something like that. You could put that on a separate thing and just have them not automatically crafting, but just pop some things in a chest, hit a button, and it crafts you up some dog armor. But yeah, so yeah, we started playing around with that, and yeah, I am working on a little tutorial over there for crafters right now, which I'm hoping to do a bit of a video on. So so over here, you know, got some stuff here, shows you how to craft. That's how you craft the crafter, by the way. So you go on your crafting table, and the way to think about this is you've got a dropper. Think about it, it's going to drop something out at you, right? So taking the crafter and we're dropping it into a dropper. Think about it that way, and it's like, cool, it's got redstone on either side, and then it just wears a helmet because that's the same recipe as the helmet, right? So so crafter, dropper, redstone, helmet. So that's the way to remember that. So yeah, that's how you will craft that, and then you'll get your crafter. So is some things about the crafter. So obviously, when items load into this thing, they'll load left to right, top to bottom. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how they load into the system. So even if you were to have this like this, let's say, whoops, items would try to go here and it go, oh, that's blocked. So you can block these off like that. So disable it. So if you wanted to set a crafting recipe, like a sword, let's say, you could do it this way. So it will try and sit there and put things into here. So if I grab some things here, like let's say this, and then it'll sit there and try to go, oop, that one's disabled, then it'll pop one there, then it'll try to go, that one's disabled, then it'll go here, and then it'll pop one there, and then it'll grab that, and then it'll go there and pop that there, and then it becomes this. So obviously you can't take that out until it gets some sort of redstone pulse. So that will sit in there until we actually create some sort of redstone pulse. So if I just get a button here, as you can see, that's just sitting in there, unlike the crafter, because if you did the same thing in there, it wouldn't stay in there, if you get what I mean. So yeah, so to demonstrate this, we've got that there. I'll hit the button, boom, I now have a diamond sword. So that's kind of simply how this works. Very, very straightforward way of explaining it. You can do that with a bunch of other things, but I'll get into that in a moment. So when you look at your recipes, you've got different recipes in Minecraft. So you'll have like one item type recipes. So you'll have like, okay, it's using a single item like ingots here. As you can see, we've got a helmet. So that'll be a one item type recipe. You have two item type recipes. So as we've seen before, I built a diamond sword. Here we've got an iron one, same sort of thing. So you'll have a two item, because this is one item and there's another one. So it's using two item types basically. You got three item type recipes. So you might have something like the repeater. So it's using redstone torches, and then and stone on the bottom like that to generate a repeater. And yeah, you can set, as you can see there, you'll block out the things you don't need to make up that recipe. So we'll come over to here. So most items are less than 3 types in a recipe. So most things you'll make are 3 items or less. So however, there is some ones that don't. But here's just a few of them anyway. We've got the crafter itself. So as we've seen there before, that's what it looks like, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's a 4 item type recipe. And over here you've got the piston. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. Over here you'll have the crossbow. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different types of items in that one. You'll have the suspicious stew. So once again, 4 item types in there. The cake, you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 types in there. And this one here is probably the most complicated one in the whole game, which is actually the rabbit stew. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got 5 different types. I can't imagine why you'd probably want to craft rabbit stew, but in case you do, it's going to be complicated. You need to have a bit of a interesting circuit to do that. So those are the item types, right? So we're looking at how many types of items go into the recipe. So now we're going to look at slots. So the actual recipes will use a certain set amount of slots. So there's some of them, like for example, you'll have a sugar cane. It will become sugar by putting it into one slot like that. And over here you've got oak planks. If you would actually put that in there in single slot like that. So if I just block those out because I forgot to do that, like that, it will become an oak button. So then you've got 2 slot crafting recipes. So over here, as you can see, if you put your oak planks like that sideways, it becomes a pressure plate. So there are some as well, some recipes where you can have them in different spots and they will still do the same thing. So as long as you've got them side by side. So there are certain recipes that are like that. It doesn't really matter. Same as the crafting table. As long as they work there, they should work here. So here we've got 2 items as well, vertically placed obviously. So that's how you would do sticks. There's a few other things that you can probably put in there into 2-slot crafting recipes. So then you've got 3-slot crafting recipes, which is basically like here you can see when we make planks, we would have those blocked out and we would, put them probably across there like that, so you'll end up with planks. And the other one, another good example of that would be, 3 wheat will become bread. We won't go through all the types, like we're not going to go through like every single one, but we'll just go through a few. So you do have 4-slot crafting recipes. So you got, the crafting table itself. I don't know why you'd want to sit there and have it crafting tables for you, but sure. Here you've got like boots, so you can craft boots by blocking those out and having 2 on either side like that. So that's 4 slots in that. You got 5-slot crafting recipes, so obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can do picks and generate them. Same thing with the axe, that sort of thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 slots in that. So we'll skip up to a 9-slot crafting recipe, which is basically what we started looking at right in the beginning. So this here is mostly going to be when you're going to go take things and put them in a block. Say for example iron, or like we were looking at before, kelp. So you're going to take 9 items, put it into that, and it'll become a block. There are others like that where you might take redstone, let's say, and turn it to a redstone block to compact things down. So this one here does get used quite a lot. Going to do a little bit of an experiment here just to sort of show you. So we've got a few things here I can sort of demonstrate this with. I'll just grab some of those, and I'll grab one of those, and I'll grab, what else do I need? Potatoes. That's what I need. So I'll leave them there because I was going to do a tutorial. So yeah, I'll show you firstly, we're going to look at, signal strengths here. So the crafting table, every time it will output a signal strength up to 9. So this here goes all the way up to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way up here. So if we actually start, we can do this by either placing items in there, or also every time we block one of these out, we're going to get a signal coming out. See the lights coming on there? So every time you do this, is 8 and 9, right? So it goes up to 10, so you can see there's a signal strength of 9. So when that thing is full, it'll give a max signal strength of 9. So same thing if we were to have, as we said before, we had this here. So you've got a signal strength of 8, right? So there's 8. And then our circuit before, once we had that redstone updating to 9, that's when it would fire that circuit, and then that's when it would craft it. So as you can see, max signal strength of 9. Yeah, so you obviously seen how you can use a comparator one way and a comparator the other way and do it that way. The way that people were doing it in the beginning, and there might be cases where you'll still do it, is when you're using one of these, which is a composter, right? So in a composter, if we sit there and start composting things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when it gets to this point, it outputs a max signal strength of the composter, which is 8. So that's kind of perfect if you're thinking about, let's say, comparators. Why is that perfect? I'll actually show you right now. So if we put a comparator in the side here, and we put this in a subtract mode, let's say, we do the same thing. So we're going to take a signal from this composter. So it's currently empty, it's in subtract. That's currently up to 9. But every time I do this, it's going to reduce that signal all the way down. So we can actually control how much signal that we want to get out of that. So as you can see, when it gets at that point, there's a signal strength there of 1. So yeah, we could actually say, well, okay, if we wanted to take that and that, if I take this out of there, we don't get a signal, see? So here, 8 and 8, 8 take away 8 is none, so there'll be no signal. So if we get a signal strength of 8 here, and we've got this in subtract mode, what it does is it says, take the signal from here and take away this. So we know it's 8, take away 8. Well, now it's nothing, right? So 8 take away nothing is 8. See? So we're getting 8 because it's in subtract mode. So here, if I take it out of subtract mode, right, we don't have anything because it's actually got that. So we just put it in subtract mode anyway, and we'll go back to here again, and we'll take it back to that point where it's white like that, and this signal strength is 8. Then we can actually go, well, when that there fires, we can actually do something. So if output a signal strength of 1, we could effectively put a block here, put some redstone here, put a repeater, and then fire it into this block, and it would pop it out the front. So I can actually demonstrate that right now to show you how that's done. So for example, if I knock that out, and then we had this, right, then we had our signal strength here of 1. Don't worry about this being on. I'll just knock that out. So here, we'll take that out here, and then what we would do is we would grab our repeater, and put it here, and then we're going to have a block next to it. So I'm going to take this out first just so I can show you what happens when we add that last signal. So just remember that's 8, and then we can say, well, once that happens, so this will power this block, it'll power this redstone, it'll power this repeater, and it'll fire this here. So in a simple little circuit, if we just go like this now, because we had that set up, we now have, just spat it at me, we have a block of iron. So simple as that. We can actually take a signal and say, hey, when this happens, I've just sort of put it back into itself, but you could have like, hey, push a piston that pushes an observer into another observer, so you get an observer clock or something like that to make it do exactly what you want. So anyway, let's take this again and we'll put it back here just so yeah, you can see that what's happening there. So as I said, we had that there all the way up to 8 like that, and so we did 8, and then when we put this into subtract mode, we were basically saying 8 take away 8 becomes none. But when we put another item in here, that's what will give us our signal strength of 1. So I mean, because imagine that every redstone circuit you had to write, you would have you'd have to actually have some big long thing to be able to, you know, take the logic of signal strength of 9 and bring it back to fire this or something. So that's why a lot of people either do it the other way that I was showing before, or they do it using comparators in subtract mode. So anyway, that's just a little bit of an understanding of kind of how to get started with these things. There are quite a number of little things that, you know, little farms and things that you can make. I think probably the best The best thing you could do to sort of get started is try to sort of look at this sort of logic. I'll sort of show you right now. So if we take this here, let me think about what we need. So probably need this. Okay. So we take something very simple like this. I'm going to go cool. Here's here's this. We're going to face this that way here. And let's put something on the front simply like this, right? Well, this here is going to fire every time. Let me just grab I'll grab one of these real quick just so you can see what's happening. So put a lamp behind so you can see. So every time that we have that, it's going to give a signal off this. So what we could do here is simply put a block here, and we could take our crafter there, and we could probably put a chest or a something here. You could either use a barrel or a chest or some sort of container, and then this is where you would set up whatever you wanted to have here. So you might have, I'd probably suggest something like, even like this. If you go and put, let's say here, we've got 2 of these. Actually, you know what, we will use these just to sort of make it a bit obvious what's going on here. So I'll put that there, and I'll put that there. Yeah, so if we go and set up our recipe in here now, so I'll go and grab the crafter here, and let's look at something we could have. Let's say we had one with shulker boxes and one with chests in them, right? So what we could do here is we'll block out these here like this, and you would put in your shulker shells here, and you put in put in those there, and they become shulker boxes. So first you want to load this thing up, and then simply you want to fill up your chest. So that'd be a nice easy way of doing it without actually getting complicated circuitry. And I would probably look at, I mean, people realize quickly that you having hopper streams and things like that does get a bit complicated, and it doesn't always work, and there is some hopper randomness that happens. So you know, the hopper randomness that happens on Java, it's even worse on Bedrock. So you definitely want to have something there. So that there's basically going to take what's in there now, and it's going to fill up these here. But anytime you need that now, basically what's going to happen, provided that doesn't run out, you want to make sure this doesn't run out. So but if you wait, what's happening? That should be firing that. What have I not done here? Ah, wait, they're going in here. That's why they're not firing at me, because I put the chest here. So if we have that, they'll just fire out at me, and you can spam this and literally get a ton of shulkers, as you can see. So pretty easy. So we can probably put this here like that. That'll catch a lot of them, and then as you can see, shulkers in there. There is some other things you could do, you know, that a lot of people have been looking at as well. So they're like, cool, we want to sort of protect it when we get, you know, it's empty. So what we'll do is we'll take, you know, comparators from here, let's say, so they can actually read, you know, if there's anything in here. If that doesn't happen, then it'll stop the system from functioning. So they'll actually continue this on and then stop anything from being fired. So you probably could do that using something like, well, let's see. Could probably use something like this maybe. Let's have a little look here. Actually, it might need to be off the ground, I'm not sure, but as you can see here, so when you're looking at this, right, so if we end up with this here, you're going to end up with what sort of signal strength? Ready? So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's actually just see here, because I think this will be generating signal strength of 15, right? So it'll give a max redstone signal of 15 when that happens. So when that hopper is full, it'll give a signal strength of 15. So what we could do is we could actually take this here, put this into here, like this, probably have something like, maybe something like this. So actually takes that there. So when that goes on, when that's empty, right, it should power something, right? So we could just sit there and go, we'll take a powered rail here. So when that happens, that powered rail will actually get powered here. And then here we could probably put in another observer. That observer might be noticing, let's say, this here. So it'll notice a change in that. So if anything here runs out, this system, we want it to stop, right? So we might look at going here, we'll put a block in, and then we'll use a repeater, let's say. So essentially what happens is it would, if anything runs out, like let's say this here, we run out of shulker shells, or we go, cool, we've run out of something, even before it gets to the let me take these out too. But if we take that out, essentially what we should be able to do here now is, if it shouldn't fire any more than that. So if I go like this now, wait, no, that won't work because it will still be, hold on, is that correct? Yeah, that's powered. Anyway, what have I done here? So it takes that, goes to there. What's going to happen? That's going to notice that. That actually might not work because that's going to actually power that. What happens if I extend that though? Okay, it's still working. What happens if I take these out though? If these run out and then it runs out in here, it shouldn't consume the ones that are in here, because now, hold on, that's going to have to go. No, that's only going to notice a change. It's not really going to. It's going to fire that. That's not what we want. Might even have to do it this way. So if we go like this, pop that there. So something will be getting powered from there, so we'll do that. Then we could do something like this, and then something like that. That could work. Because then that there will block that there will be powered. So when they're empty, now we shouldn't get more. So if we got this, it won't fire anymore, right? Because that there is now locked. However, if the minute that we actually add those things back into here, so all that's going to do is just safeguard the crafting recipe that is in here, right? Because we don't want it to consume what is in here. So it will have consumed that because of what I did before, but it will stop anything from happening like that. There should stay at that level afterwards. So if I put all that back in, 64, right? So 64, once that becomes 64, that there's going to now unlock those. So here, this should be unlocked. It should be unpowering that. And now we should be able to hit this, and it should just make more of these. So easy peasy. So there is some ways that you can kind of do locking. And we will look at some other things too. Probably not tonight, but I do want to look at like some overflow protection, because you can take another signal here where, let's say we were sending this underneath. You can actually have it so it detects when your storage gets full, it'll actually stop. Or like if it was an automatic crafter, you can actually tell it to stop crafting. All those things. So anyways, we'll look at some other things like that, but there's a nice simple way of kind of taking something and automatically crafting it. So yeah, you can use pretty much whatever recipe for that too, by the way. I should have shown you that, but if I just show you the basic one without adding all the other stuff, basically you could do something, let's say we use, let's use this, let's use these, let's use that one. So here, I go to the same thing again now and say, cool, here's the, oops, here's this. It's going to go into here. It's going to go into a crafter. And so that's going to power that, right? But here is where we want to have something set up like this. So if we got this, and then we go here, place that there, and go here and place that there. And then let's say in our crafter itself, we can have something set up like this. So let's have a little look here. Grab this, and we're actually just going to go pop this here in the middle. Alright. And then we're probably going to do something like, well, let's do this first. Let's pop all this back up here so I can get my other item in this recipe ready to go. Because you want to put these things in to the crafter. So it's going to use twice as much. Actually, what I should do is I'll show you this too. So we'll firstly put these in here, right? So we're going to fill all these other slots with these, because what we're going to get is it's going to be a golden carrot generator. So to make our golden carrot generator, right, we're probably going to need twice as much gold carrots as we will with twice as much gold nuggets as we will with carrots. So as you can see, we've got that loaded. So now what we want to do is, let's say we've got here. We'll put that there, and we'll put that there, right? So here, I'm going to actually just go over here, grab this, and I'll just say this one here is for carrots, right? And have, let's say, what do we want? Gold nuggets. So we want to grab tons of these here. We're going to grab a lot, right? And we're going to pop them. Actually, let's do this first. Put one there. Put one there. And we're just gonna load this thing up with gold nuggets. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going here, chucking in all these stacks, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side because we're gonna need quite a lot of them. So go like that, and on this side, we'll load this up as well. And we'll get another lot of those. So now, we could essentially do it the exact same way. We could go, well, whenever we get this here, now it's going to spit one at me straight away, obviously. But yeah, I can sit there and then spam this, and it's just going to generate golden carrots, give me a bunch of those. Like that, and just like that, we got 41 in next to no time. There is other ways you can do this, of course. Let's say, firstly, let's have a container. So we want to put something here where obviously we can get a better container. So we'll go with a chest. And we'll say, cool, our chest goes right here, right? And then we can sit there and have potentially something like this. So we could just grab, well, we could do it the other side. Let's just do, let's do this. We'll put this here. We'll grab our observer. Right, and we'll put our observer facing that way. And then we'll put another observer facing into it. Well, now, guess what's happening? We've got a clock which just punches Now, see what's happened here? The downside of this is when you run out of the other ingredient, that's why that was important to have a protection mechanism in. Otherwise, you're going to get things that you don't want. So, that there pretty much just proved why I was saying that you need to have some recipe protection. But also you're going to need to have overflow protection as well. So, basically when your storage limit hits its limit, you want it to stop crafting because you don't want absolutely squillions of these things just pumping out and going on top of a hopper or just popping out the side and going nowhere. Yes. This is where we started looking at some circuits the other day, like a garbage disposal unit. Just pumps stuff out into here. So if you want to get rid of anything, let's say I've got some stuff and I'm like, man, I was using that for that tutorial and I don't want it anymore. Well, it's great. You got some stuff there where it'll sit there and it will just pump those items into there, and they basically will. Oh, they're supposed to decay. What is that floating there? Is that a... I want to know what actually didn't disappear just then, because that should have disappeared. Netherite ingot, that's why. Right, so the netherite ingot didn't disappear because it's netherite. So yeah, But yeah, everything else will go in there and it will burn up. Started looking at some clocks, being able to extend a signal out the back of this thing and sort of use this as, let's say, a clock. And you can adjust the speed of said clock there, so obviously at that level there, that light just stays on anyway, but the redstone looks like that. Changing it out, so I think things that are a little less responsive, like observers and things like that, they, with a light, they won't show that double pulse and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, a basic clock. This here is a pulse extender actually. So what you would have is, let's say we've got something like this. Wait, that's not going to work. It's a bit stupid, Steve. Grab one of these, and let's say we take this out of here, and then we pop that into there. What should happen is, if we push that, that's going to stay on, even though that's there has stopped. Then you can just put in another one in front of it, and another one pointing this way to extend it out even further. So, but yeah, pulse extender. This here is an Etho hopper clock. We started looking at, you know, we've got some items in here and they move back and forth, and when they move back and forth, it activates a comparator, and the comparator will push this, and then on every second turn, it will actually turn this on for a while, then it'll turn it off, etc, etc. So, anyways, it's just another random little thing we have here. What do we build over here? Well, we've got a redstone based furnace array, which is just 15 of them. And this thing here distributes them evenly and then drops them into there, and then they all cook at once. This over here, on the other hand, this is a 64 furnace array that actually does it using minecarts. So here, if we were to take, I don't know, some of these and pop them in here, let's say, and we take, I don't know, some of these. Probably don't need that many because, well, we'll just fuel up the system anyway. So we'll take out whatever we got in here. So this is what we did last time when we were testing it. And then we just send this on its way. Well, it's going to go along there, and because that's already got fuel in it, it's going to sit there and distribute all that stuff back and forth until it's distributed. And this one here goes up the middle, so it's distributing it into the fuel slot for this here. So as you can see here, it'll be going on these ones, which goes in the back, and puts it in there. And after all done, it's going to send it all this way, which I'll show you where that goes. It'll come out here, it'll go into a silent dropper vader here, and those lights will blink to indicate that we have items coming in. And then, yeah, as you can see here, it just punches those items up here, and they all flow into there. So, yeah, that's how that works. That's probably finished dumping them off, I reckon, maybe. Let's have a look. Not quite. I mean, they might be full, so this one's nearly good. So we'll just leave those run a little bit. These are probably still dumping stuff off, so we'll let it go. So yeah, after it's done, it should do its thing. So there is a few things you can do here where you can actually have, you can have circuits that'll actually tell it to turn off um, when it's actually empty and stuff as well. So you'll have like minecart unloader, circuitry and stuff like that. So you can have stuff like that. So you're essentially just using a detector rail and going, well, is it good? Is it empty? What's the story? And deciding whether it should be powered again. But yeah, so there you go. That'll sit there and just continue to smash out those, sending all its smelted goodness. So, okay. Well, I think we've covered most of the things that we have here, including our little starter iron farm, which seems to work here. So I'm wondering, is it because of raised or heightened land that they were spawning outside? But yeah, this seems to be working still on here. So if we come down here, I think, yeah, this is just going straight into all of these are just all going with a mixture of whatever. We don't actually have a sorter or anything. What we should do is we should take these in, have a item sorting array, and it actually goes in and then uses the crafter to craft them up. I might do that in another episode actually. But it basically is going to take, where is it? Not that one. Where is that circuit? Over here. Basically take this, and putting in the items into it, and then basically taking it out here, and just sending it to. Actually, we could do this in a different configuration, but potentially I could do something like this. Let me think about this, because we're gonna have our stuff going across. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a way that I can maybe have it slightly differently. So let's say, I do this slightly upside down for a second. Try this. So I'll have something like that. So it's going to be firing down. But let's say that we have... Yeah, because what I'm thinking about going for here is having something that could fire into the existing system. So let's say we'll do it this way. Because if I go and build basically what I've got over here, right? So I'm taking this, I'm taking that. Let's actually do it here. Put it right next to it. So if we get this, and we say this is where we're going to have this. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go 7 because that's usually the max height, and that's what a lot of people have in their iron farms because they get a lot of ingots. So I'll just sort of put these here. So yeah, we'll try and have some sort of thing here where we'll clear that off first. So here, if we go like this, put that there, put that there, knock that out, come down here, grab a crafter, come back over here, look up towards that. We'll place it like that, let's say. Now, can I take... I can probably do it this way. So if I just leave these all blank so nothing fires from this side. I could do... Oh, wait. No, it's going to have to take it from this level. Let's bring this up one, just so I don't canoodle with anything. But if we have this, so that's where we take it there. Actually, no, we don't even need to do that because. Yeah, I'll just do that again because I'm just trying to play with something here to see if this works. Because if I sort of go like this, put that into there. Now here, put this in here, put that into there, put that into there. Come down here, we're going to do a very similar thing here. So we're just going to use that. So here, we're going to take our redstone from there, our signal from there. Then here, we're going to do the exact same thing as over there, except this time we're not using any comparators or anything, right? And you're like, why would you do that, Steve? Well, actually, let's do it. Let's do it using this, because that's what I was just demonstrating before. We'll do it using this because A, it's cheap, and you can pretty much do it. It's the exact same thing as down here, because here, this is just a more expensive way of doing it, because, yeah, essentially I could do the same thing down there. I place all of those with that. So if I go here, which I might actually go and do in a minute, because it's just a better way of doing it. Boom. So we'll have a signal strength of 8, and this here will have to become 9 before it's going to fire. But you're saying it's not going to fire, Steve, because you don't have anything to make it fire. Well, that is true. So what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to do basically what we did on our drop evader circuit. We're going to add this. Then I'm going to add this. And I'm going to do this whole thing kind of upside down. Whoops. So we're going to do that. So essentially what we could do is we could sit there and say, well, we're going to take hold on, I just thought of something. I think this whole thing would actually be better if I did it the other way, like this. If I move this one block out, I think would be better. So, yeah, what I mean by that is, if I take yeah, I think we'll do this. Pop that there. One block up. Now firstly, I'll do this. So I'm going to grab all the materials I need here actually. Go like that, go like that, go like that. There we go. I'll just try and work out a good way to do this because I think it's going to be better that we just fire it straight into there. Might even be better to do this. So we'll give ourselves that little bit of space, right? And put this circuit into here. And then here, I think this is where we could just do the exact same thing here. I think that might be better, actually. Actually, because I can put that there, come down here, put this there, and go like this. So then take our signal out of here, and there, and then put this here, and then actually use this here along with this method here, because it's just going to be cheaper. So we got that, put that there, boom. So there we go. We have a signal strength of 8 that should fire that when it gets whatever it is. Now, where it can get that whatever it is, this might be our this might be what comes in from the iron farm. So here, this could be basically what comes in from the iron farm. Then it actually will throw it in there, and then it'll actually push it into there as yeah. So let me just check this. Right. So if I go and grab, well, actually, we'll just push this here. So I've got like, let's say this is the iron farm. Right. This is the iron farm input. So if we've got a bunch of ingots coming in from after it's gone through the sorter, of course, right? What it should do is it should fire that off, and we shouldn't ever get any nuggets. So that should just continue to fire like that, and the whole lot will come through into there. So that seems to be working. So that's how you would do it. So I wanted to sort of take that design that was done here and sort of show how maybe you had a storage system, or you had something where it comes in from that farm, how you could potentially take that in a slice and send it there. Well, that seems to be good. So there you go. We basically just took that and just sort of changed it out. So you could put this sideways, you could put it as a slice like that, whatever you wanted. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of like we did here, but see, in this one, all we did here is we just fired it into a container. So that actually would work probably too. Probably would have worked better, to be honest, because we've got a bit of a overflow. here, we can easily run that because we can do this. And that'll fire into there, which will go into there, which will go to there. Alternatively, you can have another chest up there, but whatever, that will still work. It's a bit of an overflow system. So there you go. You don't technically need to have. You could even bring that another block closer now, effectively. So anyways, that's just about done. I think it is done now. So let's actually do that. Let's go like this, move everything forward one block, right? So we'll go like this, move that there, oops, like that. Right, we're going to move this block forward, whoops, this block forward. We're going to move this crafter forward. We're going to move this forward. We're going to move that forward, and we're just going to take those out as we go like that. So don't worry about that. That's just because it didn't add up to 9, so that's all that was left in there. So yeah, we want to take these. We want to have that like that. We want to take this here and put that there. We want to knock that out, go like this. And we're actually going to put that facing up. We're going to get that, do that, and then we're going to bring these blocks forward. So we're going to come over here. And we're going to bring that forward, so they're going to bring that over there, put that there, clear that, knock that out, put some spuds in there, and that'll bring that whole thing forward now. So I only need a little bit anyway. So yeah, we may as well do that down on these ones too, because it's a signal strength of 8 and it's cheaper. So this one here, they can all have these. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of these and just go that one there. Ah, damn it, went too far. There we go. This one here. Okay, and then these ones in here, we can even do the same thing down here, so we technically don't need to do it with all crafting tables. So this crap we got going along here, we can do the exact same thing. We just sort of have to guess where this is. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 for that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that noise tells me it's good. and that makes it click. So that should be all good. All those should be set now, and using a cheaper form. So you only need that there because it requires less resources. So you only need one crafter, and you just need this, and it will work the same way for any of those circuits. So same thing over here. We did the exact same thing here. I think it probably better I just can't replace them all around, because this here, well, you already seen what that takes to build, right? So in survival, you don't want to have to build, and you want to listen for that noise, though. So if you can't see what they are, like I couldn't before, you listen for the little noise, and that'll tell you when it's happening. So, yeah, someone's watching. Say hello in the chat, whoever you are. Hopefully, you're enjoying some of this foolery that I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, you get a little bit of you know, you'll slowly start refining things like I did there. You'll pull something forward, push something back, mess around a little bit, work out how you can go about doing it. Maybe put it in a different direction. You can point it up, point it down. I tried playing around with that, and I went, oh, it's probably better I just do that, and then drop it in there. It would work out easier. So I think that's how you'd have that in your iron farm. You'd have like your thing run across, and then you'd sort of put it into there, and then yeah, you could run it at the side or wherever you wanted to, really. So just sort of thinking though, like if we had a sorter, right? Probably would help if I did it on a real iron farm, actually. So I mean, we could do it on this one over here. This one here that's got, should have a decent amount of stuff coming in. It doesn't have a sorter though, is the only thing. So everything will come in here as one. We could put a sorter in here. Would mean that we'd have to probably go into up here a little bit and take some of this stuff across and make a bit of a storage system or something. But or take it the other way even. We could do that. So this has got 7 in it, right? So 7 there. It's going to come up to ground level. I could probably even swap this out and just make it go underneath. Maybe I should just do it on this other one first, temporarily. So maybe I will do that. I'll come over to this other one over here. Just say, cool, where's our little iron farm? Because I'm probably going to rip this one out eventually, but I'll just sort of take it, and then we'll work out how we're going to do this. So if we go down here, now a lot of this stuff will run a particular direction. I think at the moment it just runs, everything runs into there. So I think what we'll do, hold on, we'll just go and have a little look here. Take this out for a second. All this shit is just going to be take all this out. So yeah, we're gonna have iron and crap going everywhere here, and these guys are on the other side, so we don't want to let them out. So I have to be a bit tricky about how I do this. I think what we could do, without disturbing them too much, is I could take this, knock out that, and run everything into it like that. And then everything else underneath there, we can just go like this. Probably get... I mean, I know I'm kind of doing an iron farm renovation here, but let's just sort of see if I can get something like this. Oh, crap. Oops. And put that back here. So we'll let that... We'll just put some more up here, I think. I mean, you don't need this, is just decorative, but I'm just gonna sort of make it a bit nicer. So, matter of fact, what we could do is we could just do this. Have a wall right there, so we don't see any of that crap. And then instead of having that there, we could do this. Where is it? Grab these, because I think what we'll do is I'll replace these here. So wait, we've got our hoppers there, right? So we probably want to... Yeah, we still want to have them as full blocks. So here, I'm just going to do this. I'll fix these up, and then we'll go here. So this is just to stop the golems from spawning down here. So we'll have a floor down here. We can have these here like this, maybe. Maybe we'll have those as well. We'll have a window here, I think. So we'll go like that. Yeah, I'll have that as a window. So there we go. We'll do that like that. Have a bit of window. We could have a slab thing up here so we can actually go and see what's going on here too. So if you needed to get up here to see anything, you could go, cool, what's going on here? Put that there. So yeah, you can have a look what's going on here to make sure everything's, you know, happening. And then down here, this is where we want to take our stuff out this side. And we might have to be a bit careful about this because we don't want golems to spawn down here, but essentially that's where that comes through, right? So we're going to look at that. We'll take it out this side here. I mean, even if the golems do spawn here, we'll fix it up. So it's just a bit harder in survival. Normally, if you might have to go and try and kill some golems and not get killed yourself. So yes, okay. So we want to continue this here by coming out this way, right, as you normally would with your hopper stream. So you come out your end with your hopper stream, and then I'll just put like these back here somewhere so you can actually, it looks a bit neater. Even do that maybe. There we go. So we'll come out here and we'll get these here. We just come out a bit further. So we're actually going to have a couple of things. We want to take our first thing is going to be to take the probably the poppies. I think would be the easiest. And we'll actually take them and put them into a composter, and then we'll bone meal them. So straight away here, our first thing should be we're going to need some sort of block temporarily. We're going to need to take this here, so it's going to start taking things into there. We're going to have another one right next to it. So we're going to do that. And then here we're going to need a little room this way because we're going to need to build a little circuitry. Might even have to go down a little bit too, but we'll work that out. So here is where we will want to put in a few blocks here. So we're just going to go like this. So we're going to take that out. Yeah, probably going to have to come back just a tiny bit more, I think. But yeah, essentially we're just making our little item sorter here. So we want that, we want that, we want that, like that. Come out like that for a start. And I'm just going to grab some of our componentry here that we'll need. We'll need one of those, we'll need some of those, we'll need this. We'll need those, and we'll need that, and we'll need that. Right, so here we're going to make our filters. So here, what we shall do is we're going to have this, and this, and this, and this, and we're going to need to come down another block here. So we'll grab that too, like that. And we will need to, hang on, before I do that, I'll do this, because I'm going to need a repeater as well. So, I'm going to put in these as actual blocks here, so we can actually see what's what. So we'll put those there like that, and then this here will continue into here like this. And then here, this is where we're going to have this. So this is going to power these blocks, right? Which is going to lock what happens next. So over here, if I just put these here for a second, and then we grab, now our cats are spawning down here. See, I knew we'd get something start to spawn down here. So here, we probably want to do this, and we just want to take this out here. And I think what we'll do, or do we want to take that back one? Oh, let me think about this. This is probably the point where we'd want to have this. So in here, we're going to have to set up some sort of item filter. So to do that, we're going to need a couple of things. Let's just get everything ready that we need. So I'm going to go over here and I'll put a chest in so I've got some place to put some things. Yeah, they're okay. Get that, and we'll go over here. Oops, grab that. So we want some sort of item that is never going to go through there. So we're going to name something. So we can probably assume that we're never going to get. I mean, it can be anything really. So if we just go and get some of these, I mean, we might get sticks, but we're not going to get name sticks. So hang on, we're going to take those. And we'll just make a bunch of it up, so probably going to get some of these. I'm just going to call it blocker. Don't know how many we'll need, but I'm just going to make up a couple stacks, right? So one is called stick, one is called blocker. So when you make up some sort of item, it's got to not match anything else that goes through. So we'll go blocker like this. So essentially what we want to do is we want to come up here and we want to find what we want to go into there. So we actually want flowers to go into here, right? So then what we want to do is we want to take, I think it's take one of each item, I think it is. Let's have a little look here. So we go find our flowers, we'll find our poppies. And I'm just going to send a bunch through here. So I'm just going to go, right, here's some poppies that suddenly came to here. What should happen is they should begin to fill up. Oh, they probably will go to there for a start. Because this is also not matching. So that'll get to 42. Then it'll start matching. So here, if we take this out now, they shouldn't be. Because this doesn't match, right? So what we're going to have to do here is now we need to set up our iron. So here, we want to do the same thing here. We're going to go like this and go here. Put our blockers in. Now any iron that comes through the system, right? So if we go here, we're going to say, cool, here's some iron. Now iron should go into here. But iron probably will go into here until this matches. Cool, so that one's set, right? I think actually we shouldn't do that one as iron. I think we should have it as string, to be honest. No. Yeah, so I'm going to grab this, try and set this to not that. Set it to string. Pop that in, that should go down to 42, I think it is it? 42? 41. It should go to 41. And then that should make the rest up. So that there should be fine now, and now anything that goes through should just go into there. So so we'll have that there going into our bone mealer, and then what we're essentially going to do is we're going to take it down here, take it out here like this. So if I just sort of set this up very casually here. Let's just do this. Grab a block. So that there's going to mean that we can actually take what we want out of there, and it's going to go into here as bone meal. So what can we do to take this out now? So what we do is we simply go here, and we want to put our chests in. Actually, you know what? We can probably move that back. Let's try and move this back, shall we? Right, so that's still set to poppies. That should go through there. Poppy should only go into there now. So over here, we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to set these here to being our strings. So we want to probably have, I don't know how many. Let's just say we get 3 lots of chests here. And then here, we're going to go here, drop these in here. So, oops. So now, this should be string. So string should go into here. Right, this will give us a good indication. So there we go. So now, anything else should go over here. So we'll take all this crap out of here. And essentially we're going to have another one of these. So we're going to set up this here. And we're going to ask this cat to... Oh my god, that is not what I meant to do. Got this. I was like, I'll jokingly say, we'll ask this cat to mind it, and I ended up pick blocking the cat. Jeez. Okay, so do that. Oops, do that. Do that. And then go like this. Grab this one. Put that there. We want to take our hopper and place that there, like that, facing into it. And this is where we can, damn it, I just got rid of our blocker sticks. That's okay, I'll make some more. So yeah, our blockers, we'll make some more of those. So yeah, now we can come up here and we're going to put our sticks in here. So we're going to grab just one of each in the rest of these slots. And they become our blocker item. So close that now. Now if we go like this, we should have something where we can actually feed it. Oh wait, it won't drop down yet. Give me a second. We'll need this, we'll need that, we'll need this. And we'll need to go and set up. Now let me think. I'm going to have to go. I'll be a bit tricky about this because I'm going to have to go like this. Put that there. So essentially I want to redirect these. Why do I want to redirect them? Because I'm actually going to take them into I'm going to take them into the crafter. So I think we'll start here just by going like this. Putting that there, we should get everything going to here. So right, this is where we'll now begin to work out how we can put this together. So it's going to be pretty much like we showed before, which is I'm going to have to get, I have to bring it a little bit too. So I need to get underneath to do this. There. That one's got to go there. This one here. This one here. Hang on, wrong way. What am I doing, you idiot? This one here is going to go here. Okay, so now this one here has to go facing up, right? This one here and this one here. Is this going to work? Okay, this might be a bit of a sketchy situation. Take that out for the moment. So here is where we're going to take this. Ah, crap. We're going to need something to block that signal there because we don't want those canoodling. Now here we want something here, and this is where we want another one of these up here with potentially some of this here like this. So if we just go, not those, we could use those, I guess. Okay, when it does that, that's the 8 signal we're looking for. So, we know now, that's just going to pop them out to here, right? So it's spitting out iron blocks already. We know that's working. So, we could spit them out into that. However, I think it might be better to actually might be better if we do something like this. Face it into a block like this. And then put it out by one, something like that. And I think the bonus of that could be that if we do this, right, we can do this like that. And then just got this. And we could always bring it all the way down like this. And all this could actually technically come forward, so we could bring this whole room out here like that actually. So you might actually do that. We'll just sort of bring this here like that. Give ourselves a little bit of room here. Yeah, so there we go. We've got a few levels there. It's probably going to do that, but that should drop. We might have a little problem here, because that is actually spitting out weighted pressure plates. I think it's because of that. We can't have that. We can't have that doing that, because that's going to power that, and then it's going to power that. Trying to think of something that I could do this with, because I might even need to bring this out by one. So, yeah, because that can't go there. It's going to have to go out by one. Because we can't have that canoodling there. I might have to bring this out. That's okay, because we might even have an overflow yet. So I'll just put that there like that. Oh, these bloody cats be spawning down here. So these here, I'm just going to take these out. Probably should have moved that, left this one here pointing forward before, shouldn't I? Because I had it in the right spot. So here, that's that there. Go like this. Those ones there can go like that. So here is where we need these, I believe. Wait. Yeah, that can't happen. Yeah, that can't happen. That's got to go. Yeah, because that's got to go like this. Although... Do you know what? This might work if I do this. clear that, grab one of these. This here, I'll take that out. And I'm actually going to put this in right there. And then I'm going to try, I'll wait for that to happen first because that's going to come out here. Now, take this out. This here can go right, oops. So I don't think it matters too much the way that these here face. Right, so if I put that there now, put that in there, and put these blockers in here. Now I should be able to take this out here like this. And that'll give us an extra row. Yeah, you know what? I can do that like that. That'll work. So there, go like this. There. Grab these.